Once upon a time, there was a very bookish podcast. Welcome back to Pages for Ages, episode 4. I'm Paige Turner, and thank you so much for choosing this podcast to soundtrack your day. This is a very special episode because it's my channel anniversary, or channelversary, as I dubbed it. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking about the evolution of Book Corner, some of my favourite things to post, and what I'm looking forward to in year 2 of having the channel. The Book Corner was born on a sunny afternoon on April 12th, 2025. And it might sound a bit obsessive that I know it down to that amount of detail, but the channel just meant so much to me, and of course it still does because I'm sitting down and making these episodes every month. The first ever post I made was me talking about A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It was a review of the book, obviously 5 stars. I mean, I am the Good Girl's Guide to Murder girl, self-proclaimed obsessee of the book. And I feel like that really set the tone for the posts to come. It was a lot more like meme-centered back in the days. I would post like very simple, like here's a little gif and just relating it to books, that sort of thing. I feel like now my posts are more like well edited, especially the videos. You should have seen some of my first videos. My day ones, thank you. And if you're watching, you know how bad I used to be at editing. So thank you CapCut as well for having all those tools to make me better at editing. The channel just started out as like a fun, chill, very low effort book like account, I guess. And it was something my friends would often talk to me about. They'd be like, oh, I saw your review on your channel, and that still happens quite a lot of the time. It's really nice to know that people just like are reading it and seeing it, and I'm not just sending them out into the abyss, which is what it can feel like. So if you're setting up if you're setting up a channel, don't lose heart, because somebody out there is watching and you're doing a great job. But for everybody else, it was just like, it was really interesting to know people were like actually cared about this stuff. So I put in more effort. I started making like better vlogs. And I don't know, I just became literally obsessed with book talk. And I feel like that definitely came across. I was like, I need to read all of the big books now. But I mean, we're getting there. It's a slow process. Every time I finish a book, a new one goes viral. I remember the post that got like a lot of attention. I was in the 90-something followers for a long time, and I was like, I'm going to change this. I'm going to get to 100. So I made a post that was like, if we can get to 100 followers by so-and-so, then I'll do all these things like YouTube and set up a bunch of things, like, an advent calendar. There was my book event calendar that I did last year, which was something I largely forgot about for most of December, but it was on there a few times. We did a few days of consistent posting for the book event calendar, but it was not every day. It wasn't a very daily occurrence. But anyway, right, sidetrack. What was I talking about? Oh, getting my followers up. So I made a post that was like, share the channel. If we can get to 100 followers, I'll make a bunch of new features on the channel. And that got a bunch of attention. I would open like all my friends' like statuses, and they were like, oh, I'm sending the channel to like so-and-so. Go and follow this channel. I was like, yay, it's growing on WhatsApp. And then we got to 100. That led to like this YouTube, which you're probably watching this on. I'm yet to figure out how to set up on Spotify, but at some point we'll hopefully work that out. But you are watching this on YouTube, where I post mostly like my aesthetic vlogs, which, if I'm honest, is probably both my favourite and my least favourite content to make. Because when I'm going through the day, I'm like taking a bunch of little clips. It's really nice to like have that momentum of the day in such an aesthetic way. But it is a lot more effort than, say, if I were to post like the memes I was talking about at the start, where it's just like a GIF and a comment, and that's like it. But if I'm making an aesthetic vlog, I need to add my text, I need to add my audio. But but it is the most satisfying to just watch it back and be like, ooh, Loki ate that up. But I obviously love listening back to my podcasts, love a good little guest interview, and I have another one of those dropping, my second one in which is the next month. May is the next month, with a YouTuber who recently amassed 4K subscribers and is now even over that. So that will be a really interesting one for you guys to listen to very soon, but I did want to make the special anniversary episode first. So let's, as always, talk about my current reads, and then let's get into my goals for the next year of book podcasting, posting, all that jazz. I am currently reading Restore Me from the Shatter Me series by Tahereh Mafi. Story-wise, I'm quite curious. I'm quite engaged with it, but I'm not like, I need to be listening to this audiobook all the time. The narration is not as I'd imagined the characters when I read the first 3 books on physical about a year ago, so it's good to kind of get back into that world after a break, but the narration is just a bit jarring from how I pictured the characters and how their personalities seem to be at this point in the story. And on physical book, I have just finished, literally like less than an hour before filming this, If He Had Been With Me sequel, If Only I Had Told Her, by Laura Nolan. Now, I gave this book 3 stars, which is quite a bit higher from my 2-star rating of the first one, which I didn't really enjoy that much, but I found having 3 perspectives in this book felt like it was a lot more engaging. It was easier to just go along with the story as opposed to just so if you didn't like a POV that much, you weren't stuck there for a really long time because it was broken down into 3 chunks. And I thought the author had wisely chosen people for each POV that would fit that part of the story. I didn't think the ending was very conclusive, but it would have been probably really, really long book otherwise. Ultimately, it was alright. It wasn't groundbreaking. It was okay. I liked it a lot more than If He Had Been With Me because it starts during that book and continues after, so it's not like the entire same events told from another perspective, and it's just a lot more satisfying to the reader to really understand what everybody in If He Had Been With Me's feelings and thoughts were at different points in the novel, and just get more context, and yeah, it was just a lot better for me. I think next I'm going to actually finish the Let Them theory, and then I don't have very much left of that book, so then I'm thinking maybe Caraval, or I'll just see what I'm in the mood for at the time of reading. I'm just going to wrap up my channelversary episode of Pages for Ages by talking about some goals for my next year of posting and podcasting. I would love to reach 150 by my next channel anniversary, and if I'm saying it on the podcast, it will come true. So I would love to do more guest episodes with fellow YouTubers, maybe even some authors would be really, really cool. So if you want to see that, then keep commenting, keep liking my posts, make sure you're subscribed, following, sharing, everything. Wow, that promotion just slipped out there, my self-promotion. But yes, make sure you're doing all the good things and definitely comment your current read. But I am really looking forward to reading even more books, sharing all that with you. I would love to take some more recommendations, and I want to do another advent calendar this year, but be more consistent this time. I would love to get to I don't know, my goal for 2026 was 100 YouTube subscribers, but I don't know about that. I would love to, just cross off more Book Talk books and get to tell you about them, whether I think they're worth being on your TBR, whether they're worth your time for reading, whether I would recommend them. But I am also trying to prioritize reading some classics because, I'm just really in the mood to read some classics right now, but I don't want to go out and buy even more books because my TBR is massive. But I do want to read more classics. And I also wanted you guys to let me know in the comments if you wanted like little weekly segments to the podcast. So like some like segments that will appear every week. We can make little like jingles for them, or just like we could have like a section where it's like this month's recommendation of the month from a listener, my recommendation of the month to you guys, or something like that. I don't know, just like one bookish thing that is very like this month. I don't know. But let me know in the comments your thoughts on that, or just any segment ideas would be great. Let me know what kind of segments you want to see, like what kind of recommendations, like which I don't know. Let me know your segment ideas, guys. I'm supposed to be the creative one. But let me know in the comments all you want to see. This has been a great episode. So thank you for listening to these scattered and chaotic monthly episodes. I'm looking forward to bringing you some more. Thank you for being committed followers, especially to my day ones, anybody who's even looked at a single post on my WhatsApp. It just motivates me to keep going, keep reading, keep sharing all these bookish things with you. So have a lovely month till I release my next episode, and bye bookworms!